Greetings from Mexico. I've decided to become an expat. Just kidding. Well, okay, it did cross my mind. But this is number 3 in this triple expose of the recent events in this world according to Rock. Again, everything I say is just my opinion, and you're completely entitled to disagree with me. And you're also entitled to think I'm crazy. But, you know, if I say anything that's meaningful to you, then mission accomplished. Okay, reason I came down here is probably like you, is I was a little stressed out and had the opportunity and figured I could recover and also share some insights since, you know, what's gone down in North Carolina. So, main thing I want to talk about today is free will and the choices we make going back to before we even came here. Okay, now don't freak out. If anything's possible, it's possible that our consciousness survives, all right? Because consciousness is the be-all and end-all of everything that goes on here. We first have a thought, and then that thought manifests depending on the amount of energy we put into it. Just like if I plan to take a little break down here, I have to think about it first, and I have to make plans, and I have a general idea of what I'm going to do. And so same thing applies to when we come to this planet. It's only logical because, I mean, why would you come here without some kind of blueprint? Why would you come here without some kind of design? And of course, if you're a strict evolutionist, then you might as well turn the video off now because that's not part of this reality. That's not part of this particular timeline that I'm discussing. I'm discussing the timeline of Earth's evolution and how the group consciousness plays into that. The group consciousness of all of us before we come here and all the many lifetimes we share here and don't share, and the culmination of our collective consciousness is what creates our present reality. That doesn't mean our present reality is all there is, and it doesn't necessarily mean that this present reality is that crucial to our personal evolution. What is crucial is that we all come here to acknowledge that we're from the same source, and that we're all here to learn certain lessons that we decide, you and I decided what lessons we wanted to learn when we came down here. We knew full well what we had coming. Just like I knew full well that when I got down here to Mexico, I was going to, eat some fish, all right? So, given that you have free will, that still applies, even though it seems like we might be overwhelmed by day-to-day problems that occur every hour, it seems like, because I know I am dealing with so many details right now, and I'm going, why is life so complicated? Well, again, I make it complicated. We make it complicated. We make our own sort of, how's that saying go? Dig your ditch and hop in it? No, that's not it. Dig your ditch and don't hop in it. If you're going to dig a ditch, just know that that's your choice. You can also build a pyramid. I think that in Mexico, there's a lot of sacred grounds here, and I personally believe this is the latter day. A lot of the people living here are latter day Atlanteans. I don't know if you believe in Atlantis, but more and more discoveries are being made about certain kinds of remnants, certain kinds of ruins under the ocean, just like there's ruins here that nobody really knows when or where. We have kind of a rough idea, but history's getting rewritten all the time. And that's it. History is something we look back on and we think, oh, God, things are so horrible now, But listen, even here, like the Aztecs and Incas were bitter enemies. It wasn't that the Spaniards came here and somehow they were the bad guys. No, there was a lot of war going on here already. It's almost like they had kind of set it up for somebody to come in and be the ultimate conqueror that just had a little more advanced weaponry. Kind of like America has advanced weaponry now, and that's what we're so proud of. Okay, sorry. If we're going to maneuver our lives in a positive direction, and again, we are doing the maneuvering, we've got to first be aware that there's more to it than what we think. There's more to it than just these day-to-day chores we put ourselves through. There's more to it than just getting food on the table. Okay, still recording. My monitor just phased down on me, and I gotta see what I'm doing here. Oh, by the way, I've got my freak flags out, and also I've got my Mexican dragon shirt here. You know, so that I represent the dragon energy. You know, like I said, I don't care if anybody agrees with me or if they have an entirely different philosophy, because that's what we're here for. We're here to experience diversity. That's the whole point. That's why there's so many different kinds of races and people on this planet. There's so many different things to experience. Just like when you come to another country, there's so many different new things to experience, and that's what it's all about. It's not like there's some. I mean, we take things way too seriously. I mean, I personally, as you probably know, believe that if you're not having fun in life, then you're kind of missing the point. You know, I mean, it's like if you come here with a sense of joy and exploration and discovery, then you're going to realize that that's open to everybody. That, you know, all the immigrants, we're all immigrants. All the ones coming here and that have ever come here, you know, they came because they wanted to experience a different kind of lifestyle, a different kind of culture. They wanted to create their own culture, and everybody wants freedom. All these different cultures is because they just wanted to try something different. So that's why it's so important now that we get out of this fear of diversity and fear of people that don't sound and look like us. I'm sorry, but there's a huge part of our society now that has become so polarized just because they don't like the way other cultures are. They want things to go back to the way it was in America, where it was just all these sort of white settlers, you know, and of course we had a few black slaveries. By the way, if you want to see an excellent film, on the plane down here, I saw the film about Harriet Tubman, starring the girl that's playing the Wicked Witch in Wicked right now, and she is fantastic, and it is such an amazing story. Harriet Tubman is one of my all-time heroes, American heroes. So when we talk about bravery, take something like her story. She was like as low as you can get on the totem pole as a slave in a plantation that was just very abusive, and she could have easily just given up, but she didn't. She made her way out of there, and she got herself educated, and she started the Underground Railroad, and just eventually ended up being actually in the military in the Civil War. An amazing woman. Okay, all of us have that ability to choose the path of what's going to be our greatest good. You know, what's the best version of ourselves. And the best version of ourselves is going to come from figuring out who you are and why you're really here. So, as far as goals in this particular time on earth have to be to make yourself spiritual. Don't be afraid of that word. Spiritual is all there really is. These bodies are wonderful, but they're not the ultimate reality. They're just a vehicle. They're a temporary vehicle to experience life on earth. You know, and again, I'm not afraid to say these things now, because what have I got to lose? You know, if you don't like it, then you're entitled. But some level of us knows these things. I'm just reminding us. I'm reminding you that that's what we really are. So the idea here is to step outside of this whole over-concern with the government, over-concern with the economy, over-concern with the neighbors. Realize that everybody's here because they're just like you. They're just trying to learn something and experience freely, just to have experience that's not hampered. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up because I really didn't want to make anything complicated. But the bottom line of my presentation today is to say that we as a human race are one being that has many, many expressions in all these different cultures, all these different individuals, and no matter how different they look and how different they sound, the common ground is we all have the same feelings, the same fears, the same needs, and we need to help each other out and stop being opposed to each other. Stop putting up all the walls and, you know, the emotional walls and the philosophical walls and the religious walls, and those things are going to make us end up just annihilating ourselves. Okay, you know this. I'm not saying anything new. But what I am saying is that you came with a plan to be part of that, to be part of this period. You wouldn't have chosen to come here if you didn't know that this particular time period was going to be, you know, pretty challenging. That's why you came. That's why we came. That's why we're here. All right, so enjoy, and do share with me anything, any ideas that you have. Be feeling free to contact me personally. And love everybody, and take care.